Hey, Sydney Brown back again. So, we've talked a little bit about the top 10 benefits of journaling in preparation for, sharing and learning how to share your stories as, whether it's writing or actually speaking it. So we talked about, the benefits of it, but how do you do it? And so now we're going to do the top 10 journaling tips for aspiring storytellers. Now, if you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe. I have tons of these, uh, as well as entire free courses about writing and writing your personal memoirs, different things like that, that are absolutely free on here. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe, like, and comment so that I can keep this free for everybody to benefit. So without further ado, the top 10 journaling tips for aspiring storytellers. Number one, be consistent. Now, shoot for, a regular journaling session, whether it's, 10, 15 minutes before you go to bed every night, whether it's, the first 10 or 15 minutes when you wake up in the mornings and you have, if you drink coffee or whatever, whatever it is, try to turn it into a habit and let it be something that you kind of sometimes have to force yourself to do at first, but after some time you'll realize it's become very therapeutic and you look forward to that. So be consistent with it, create the habit, and improve your writing skills actually too. So number two, set aside dedicated time. When you schedule the time for journaling, it creates not only in reality, but it lets your mind know you're in control and that this is a priority to you, and it will just automatically become something that is easier to become a habit and to become productive with that time, instead of just sitting there and like what do I do, because at first it may be a little bit awkward. Number three, choose a comfortable, I guess is the way to say it, a comfortable medium. Now that can be whatever works for you. You can have a notebook, you can have your iPad, you can have an actual diary, you can just do a spiral bind, whatever it is that works for you, that feels good. You want to be able to write in a way that you feel safe with it, and that's really important. Um, Allow yourself to inspire yourself. Number four, write without any judgment, and understand the only way you're going to do that is if you realize that this is something for you, by you. You're not doing this in your journaling anyway. You're not doing the journal for anybody else. Nobody else ever has to see what you write. This is where you put your deepest, your secrets that you maybe not even admit to yourself. You know what I mean? Let it be that serious, that open, and allow yourself to get through it by just absolutely pouring out of yourself and onto those pages. So write without any judgment. Give yourself permission to write absolutely freely. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about style, perfection of any sort. Don't worry about judgment, period. Okay? Number five, and I recommend this to all people who are just getting started on journaling, because it can be kind of hard to know what to write about at first. But use prompts. When you have writing prompts, it can inspire self-reflection, help you explore various aspects of your life and experiences. So because I have a year-long program that I have with people, and when they we're first getting started, they may not know what to even journal. And so I have, like, I remember my first job promotion, and my very first job promotion was when, and you just finish that sentence, and if you've never had a job promotion, then you can, change it a little bit and say, I got fired. I remember the day I got fired from this job, whatever you want. But when you have a writing prompt, it will let you write what you know for a fact to be true. And once you start that writing process, and it starts to allow your next thoughts to be preparing, so it just becomes so much simpler to get into your creativity. So number 6, reflect on your entries. So why would you journal if you never plan to go back and look at it? Sometimes people don't, and I've seen people who have just stacks of journals full of their years of journaling. And I asked one person that I'm thinking of right now, and he said, I kind of go back every now and then, I'll just grab a random one, and I'll open it up to a random day, and I'll read, and I'll reflect back on that memory. So in that, he was allowing himself some good memories, some bad memories, but he did it at random. So it was whenever, like maybe fate wanted him to reflect on something. Maybe at that point in time, he was finally able to, really think of something from a different perspective, or whatever. But you know what? Imagine if you had those, I don't know how many there were, but let's say 20 journals just full of stuff from an entire lifetime, and you decided to write a memoir. You've already got all of the research right there. You know what you thought at the time, and you were writing it to yourself, so you weren't lying. You told the truth. So things like that really can help you if you decide to share your story at a later time. You don't have to share your stories. You never have to. But I will tell you, you have stories in you that other people need to hear. It's up to you to decide if you want to share them. But as you go back through and reflect, you don't have to every month go back and read them all or anything like that. There's no rules to what you do. You do what you choose, and you go back and reflect as you choose. But imagine if you just had stacks of journals. I don't even have stacks of journals. His self-discipline was very admirable, and I was pretty amazed. Not very many people that I've met do that. And just, he has a treasure trove of stories, that at any given time he could share the one story, and maybe that's going to be a bestseller one day. We don't know. But just have your journals and save them, and then go back, and I like the idea of just kind of randomly spot rereading something. Kind of trusting the universe to let you know when it's time to read something again. Number 7, embrace vulnerability. Be open, be honest with yourself. And because when you're journaling, you're doing it to help yourself, to help your future self, to help your current self, and to deal with some of your past self. So when you're doing that, be honest with yourself. Don't lie, because it doesn't do you any good if you say something that makes you feel better about yourself today, because it won't have been authentic. So make sure that you embrace your vulnerability, and that you're just totally open and honest with yourself, because it's that in a later time that is going to make your story amazing. Number 8, and this is something that I really enjoy doing. Incorporate visuals. You can do drawings or photos. Obviously, when photo albums still existed, I guess some people probably still have them. But when you have those photo albums, you can like go page, and all of the memories just come flooding back, and you can remember so much. Visuals are so important to helping you release that flood dam of the memories and of the emotions. So if you have photos, absolutely use them. It will do wonders for you. Number 9, experiment with formats. So when I say that, I'm talking about, you can do lists or letters to yourself, or a dialogue conversation, how it played out, whatever you want. Make the writing something that you enjoy doing, because you want to keep doing it. So if you get bored with it, you're not going to keep doing it. So find ways to kind of keep it interesting for yourself. No one else has to read it. Just keep it interesting for you. That's also why when I do this, I often will do the top 10s of things, because people digest things when they know there's 10 things, or however many. And at number 5, they know, okay, so I'm 5 down, I've got 5 more to go. So if they start getting impatient or losing interest, they know, okay, so I'm already on 9, I only have 1 more to go. So then they'll stick with it. Use lists and things like that to your advantage. Finally, number 10, protect your privacy. Ensure that your journal is kept in a safe place, somewhere private, especially if you're exploring those sensitive topics that you are doing for your own benefit, to yourself only. You don't want to be afraid of anything you write being put into someone else's hands. So while you may not need to put it under lock and key or in, a safe or anything, just use some common sense, and don't necessarily just leave your deepest secrets out on your nightstand. Just be careful, protect yourself a little bit, and just, that way you'll feel like you're able to open up further, because you know that no one's going to see it. All right, guys. So there you have it, the benefits of journaling for and preparing for sharing your stories. By incorporating journaling into your daily routines, you'll be able to, do a lot of things, develop yourself, develop your storytelling skills, strengthen your ability to say some of the things that are hard to say, because the power will be, you'll be gaining the power instead of losing power. As you go through this, you are going to make more exciting and more engaging narratives. All right, guys, as always, thank you for watching. I'm Sydney Brown. Please go ahead and comment below, like, and subscribe. I'm doing my best to keep all of this educational and free. And by subscribing and liking, you help me do that for everybody. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you soon.